Mel, we do not have the number you need for
Anything.
followers for TikTok. She just kept asking. We're on TikTok Live. Just kept asking. Come on, how about now? Well, how about now? And I'm amazed they aren't too annoyed with us because we're drinking and cussing the entire fucking time that we do this.
No,
show.
but I have learned what comments I can or cannot put.
Ah, very good.
Because if I mention what you're drinking,
Oh, that reminds me.
what?
Alan, I commented on one of the middle class hole posts. It was
You're live on the
ripping
internet.
dog
Hello,
jaws.
internet. Hi, internet. How you doing? Well, it was also, I mean, it was just full blown monkey versus dog war.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And they're even though they're smaller than the dogs, most likely, they're the superior creature.
oh, well, in the context of it, that was so funny is you're like, yeah, there's a reason why dogs are man's best friend. They ain't the smartest thing in the world. And then he said, dogs don't speak monkey.
Dogs don't speak monkey.
And the monkeys tore them up.
That's exactly right.
I was like, that makes 1,000%. And it made me laugh with my teeth out. And whenever you say something stupid that makes me go, "Grr," I have to repeat it because it's fucking funny.
That's fair. I appreciate that.
One more quick thing before we go into
Hey.
the show.
Yes.
Anybody watching? This is still sound check. You notice that I left the door open and Bigby didn't come running in, and that he's not bouncing out the door.
Yeah. What's that mean?
No. He's alive. He's alive.
Oh, Jesus
I was
Christ.
supposed to be like, in the arms of an angel.
Well, she was way too chipper for it, too. I was like,
He did get put to sleep today.
We took him to the vet, and you have not met Big B. Big B is
You're gonna meet the best version of Big B ever.
83-pound boxer pit mix.
Oh, Lord.
And he's a reactionary boy. He gets very excited by things. And he was not having any part of the vet today.
No.
So they had to do the trick where they run the leash through the door and then pinch him against the door to sedate him, which is great, dog. Thanks for adding $300 to my fucking vet bill because we
Right.
got to fucking sedate your
The
ass.
good news is they plan it so all of his maintenance gets handled at once.
Yeah.
He gets his physical and he gets all of his shots for the next 2 years. So he got the Bordetella, the avian
Influenza,
the influenza, distemper, rabies, something else, and a full exam and his nails clipped.
nice.
But he's still high as a kite.
So I had to show the video. I gotta find it for you the other day. So Waffles was our boxer pit, and he just passed away. But we took him out. He had to go for something, and he got all drugged up. And they gave him some dog Xanax, which is just human Xanax, by the way.
Tredazone.
No, this motherfucker got Xanax bars, and
Xanax?
I was like, why didn't somebody
shit.
tell me that?
Been like, I'd have had a Xanax
Yeah,
bar.
exactly. So he didn't like. He hated the Xanax. We only gave it to him the once because it didn't calm him down. It made him anxious. So he never like laid down. He just kept pacing all over the fucking place.
That's what all the weed chews and all
Yeah.
the CBD chews, all of that stuff
Yeah.
makes him more anxious.
But I have a video, and I got to do some digging for it to go probably after this, where Kelly sent it to me. I was at work, but he's in front of he's like in the living room in front of the TV, and you can see he's like just kind of trying to figure it out, and then just fucking face plants. Just dead 90-pound boxer pit face plant, and you just hear Kelly go, waffles! It's hilarious. I gotta dig it out.
I was trying so hard to get video like that.
Yeah.
He's laying there and like, wake him up, get him out of it. And so I'm like, all right, I have cameras on. I'm like, all right, Big B, using his like keywords. You want to go for a car ride?
Yeah.
He can't even raise his
It's
head.
like-
His like tail starts to
sticking out just
waggle
this much.
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him enough video so he can do his. My name is Jeff.
Nice.
My name is Jeff.
I am Maximus Dominic.
The best
Jeff.
the best part is when shit hits the fan, right? When it's push comes to shove and it's a scary situation for him. What does he do? Apparently he has an anal gland release.
Oh Lord, good stuff. Yeah.
So when pressure was a little high, Big B literally shit his pants.
Just
Like,
shit
well
himself,
done, boy.
yeah,
Well
yeah.
done. Good
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah,
All
hey,
right,
sometimes
so
you gotta
how
do
much
it.
do you want to guess how much that bill was today for a healthy? This was a healthy visit.
We did some tests and shit. I'm just basing this off of waffles, and ours was like, and then we had to fucking kill him. So like it was like
Oh,
15.
God.
It was like $1,500.
Okay.
All right, not that much.
Okay. Half as much. We were
Still.
8 bills.
Fuck.
$840.
Fucking dogs.
I told my mom this, and she goes, "What's wrong with him?"
Nothing.
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 That's a
damn
healthy
thing.
Well, that's the worst
visit.
thing. So we have puppies
damn
now.
thing.
Have I told you guys this? We
Yes,
have.
yes.
Yeah. So we have 2 French bulldog puppies,
Oh
and
my
they're due
God,
for
little
they're due for
snacks.
shots too. And then Kelly was like, "Fuck, what were we thinking? Getting 2? Now we got to pay double." And I was like, "Yep," but they're not fucking 90 pounds, so these little shots should be significantly cheaper.
Well, and to
I didn't think
their-
about like how much more expensive big
Yeah.
dogs are.
well, also with little
I don't
Frenchies,
have to
it's
pay
like,
for a
oh,
security
you need a
system.
shot?
Yeah,
Like,
bitch. Yeah,
Oh, hey, you ain't moving.
we literally
Like,
just carry him around
like-
like all over the place.
that fucker, I lay on top of him, and he's still
still
kicking
cool.
into. Oh, he got me good today with the little bite there and on the nail, and yeah, he because he sees other dogs, he loses his fucking mind.
That's how the waffles was.
And well, the other thing too, I wonder if this is Waffles things. 2 wheels can fuck itself. It
Yeah.
can fuck directly off.
Yeah.
A bike, a motorcycle,
Hey,
that
sure,
dog.
Billy.
It doesn't matter if we're driving or walking. Gone. He loses his complete fucking mind.
I
He's
mean,
like,
he did, but not as bad, not so bad. It's just other dogs, and like it always came off aggressive because he's giant, but he's just trying to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just really was like, I love all other dogs,
Right.
And he would lose his fucking mind
Yeah.
if he saw one.
Use your bathroom real quick
yeah,
during
please, please.
sound check.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah, because we're getting ready to do the show. So
Might
yes,
as well
go
go
now.
find yourself a Big B. He won't fuck with you. You would be the only person to come to this house that Big B will not fuck with. today.
Bathroom will be immediately to your left as soon as you walk out. And
Imagine the privilege to have to be able to go to the bathroom with Big B here.
yeah,
I know.
Graham would be so jealous.
I know he's all calm and everything. He's all day. Like we made him eggs. He was like, no, I'm cool.
He still
I'm
hasn't
good."
eaten his eggs. I'm so
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about him.
Oh, he's
No, he'll
fine.
He was like, I don't think they gave him this many shots last time because he was more with it. But I think they gave him one more shot than normal.
Right.
I think distemper. Oh, and he's got a yeast infection in his ear.
Yeah, they need. We got to get distemper and bordetella and something else for those little fuckers.
Kind of like a space side scotch, essentially, what you're drinking. So, bunch of sherry barrels and stuff. Yeah.
Actually, not that bad.
Not a ton of peat to it or anything.
Yeah,
can't
I
remember
am
the
not a
fifth
peat
shot.
guy, which I think you know.
Yeah, well,
Dead ass, that man keeper earned himself another start. We're going to get to the show in a moment.
yeah, we're going to get to it in a moment.
Hey,
yeah.
Shore Billy,
Sure, Billy.
check out the green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a graphic behind him. If Alan's arm went behind him, it would disappear.
Did it work?
No.
No. She lied.
I thought it would. I didn't know how it works.
She's a goddamn liar.
I mean, not wrong.
Oh, I gotta figure out who the fuck I'm gonna put in for the opening.
We need Danny from Wolves to do a new one.
I'll cut you one. I haven't done one since the original.
Well, I don't know that you can do one better than the original.
Right? And every time I hear it, I'm like,
have you come up with anything better than that?
No.
And you keep your fucking mouth shut until you do.
That's true, I
It's
guess.
kind of the best.
Oh, I need a pride flag behind
It
me.
kind of set the tone.
We
Anyone checking in? We are going to be starting with the main show shortly. We are still in. Actually, I'm going to end sound check.
yeah, go ahead and end sound
Hey,
check.
Sam.
Yeah.
Say something clever.
Clever.
Something. Oh shit, that was close.
Yeah, your ass is gonna have to come down for. We're still on streaming right now.
still streaming.
Cool. You have to finally come down for one of these whiskey nights.
Yeah, what? Let me just have you. Do you have a?
We may have to schedule
It'll
around
be
you.
it'll be
Yeah.
May or May, like
Yeah, they
May
just always
maybe
catch
early
me at
June.
like a weird weekend. Yeah, it's always something. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. I don't. So we're doing Jamaica. We did talk about going over to England in May. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That'll be towards the end of May, I think.
Got it.
So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I will make it a point.
yeah. It's
Because
kind
we
of
also were supposed to come to fucking 4th of July too, and I forgot what happened this
Third.
past week.
Third of
3rd of July.
July.
That's right. 3rd of July.
Maybe that's why you missed it.
No, it's not.
I mean,
It's definitely not. It's just there's always something fucking going on.
yeah. Well, I mean that one. I mean, come on, man. It's hot dogs.
Yeah, I know.
This you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's not even me. Kelly's a I love hot dogs, but Kelly's a fucking hot dog connoisseur.
You're a gentleman of larger carriage such as myself. You like food in general.
Yeah, just
like
generally.
like
That's
there's
a-
not typically.
That's
a
one of my
no.
how you have like a couple like self-deprecating lines that you use from time to time in like sales perspectives, or
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're
of
just
course.
kind of like shooting the shit, and like some anything that comes up that really would like is an opportunity for me to like get on my weight. I'm like, I didn't get this dancer's body by fucking eating salads and fucking
Exactly.
like get the fuck out of here. Give me that steak. Like
Oh yeah, it's one of my jokes. Whenever people will be like, especially DC restaurants. Oh, are there any dietary restrictions? I'm like, oh, the ability to say no.
Shortbilly says so. Kelly loves the tubular meat.
she does love a tubular meat.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I fucks with hot dogs, man. I am a hot dog
So any kind
connoisseur.
of hot dog, sausage, I'm good with it.
Oh, by the way, Mel, I just figured out the Baltimore Christmas festival, the German festival thing that we did.
Yes.
Apparently, during the spring or summer, they do like a wine thing there too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Baltimore guy, so
Yeah,
you'll
man.
know more about it than I do.
I'll put you on to the Baltimore stuff.
coordinate with the Geckles.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Kristen would love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a wine festival.
There's a dude
with Kristen. That's something
on
for
the
me and her to
harbor.
hang out about.
Usually through the summer on the harbor, there's a wine thing. There's the taco thing, which is fucking dope.
I'll talk about the taco
I'm
thing.
messaging Kristen about
There's
wine
another one that I'm
festivals.
fucking missing. And then there's like the other like honestly, Baltimore Pride's fucking dope. It's a good time. The whole city's a lot of fun
Do you know
during
my
Baltimore
favorite thing
Pride.
on TikTok is? I'm just watching people joining.
Yeah.
Joining. Nobody stays.
Nobody
Yeah,
stays.
nobody
Everybody's like, oh
stays.
shit.
Scrolling.
Oh shit.
Scrolling.
The fuck is
scrolling.
this?
Like it's like when I get on a live, I'm like, ooh, fuck, get it out of here. Yeah, there's and then
Fishing for viewers here.
Be like, why is there this like really like racist looking white dude with a bald head talking to a brown man? This just doesn't seem right.
No, it says, look, I even added guest co-host under their name.
oh, look at that.
I got our website up on it. Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Oh, I know exactly how fucking professional you are, young lady.
I've been working really hard on this
Can I
stuff.
tell you a fun story? I was thinking about this earlier today. Well, it's because you follow me on Instagram, so I'm
Yeah.
always posting stories and
Yeah.
most of that stuff. Well, a lot of that stuff tends to be political if it's
Yeah,
not
of course.
if it's not humorous.
Right.
And I've been posting California shit, and I had a friend like message me, and she like it was just like these two big paragraphs, and this was
bang, bang.
Sunday after I was at a wedding on Saturday, so I was
Cups.
hungover as piss. Go
What?
cups.
Oh, cups.
And she was just like, blah 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 blah. Democratic cities. I was like, listen, I'm
stop right
hungover.
there.
I'm hungover as fuck. I don't got the time for this today. I was like, but you're too smart to fucking be talking in conservative talking points. I was like, if that's it, then you don't need to talk to me. If you want to have a discussion, we can have a discussion. And then, like, I just kind of left it at that. But, like,
Right.
I think I've reached my max with, like, that kind of shit. I'm just like, I don't got time.
No.
I don't got time. I don't got the fucking bandwidth for it. You're just dumb at this point.
Oh,
I'm
God,
sorry.
All right. Mel, real quick programming thing. Obviously, there's the first segment. When we do the second segment, I'm going to, instead of read off all the Premier League games, I'm going to read off, like, you'll see there's like 3, and then there's talking points. Then there's 4, then there's talking points. Then there's a bunch, and then there's talking points. There won't be ice breaks between them. So look for my hand for ice breaks. Cool.
Go to this.
Yeah, I'll do it over here. I'll do it right there for you. But that way we can break up all the Premier League, and I did it by the 3 big clubs and their like blowout wins against League 2 sides, because of course they always pull League 2 sides for some reason. And then our clubs are 4, and then the rest.
Okay.
And some of them, if there's things that you don't see on there, everything I write in the outlines are very much just talking points, Danny. So I can bounce around. If you take me somewhere, I may skip over something and come back to it. So, but that's just all essentially bullet points. And if there's something more important you want to kind of plug in because you watched a highlight, you saw a goal, or there's something you want to mention, go for it. If there was a Wolves player that was playing in that match on loan, go right the fuck ahead. And if you want to, go right ahead. I don't care. Like, you feel free to
All our loans
add.
went to shit.
I got a cool one for ours, actually. There's a kid from Bromley, is a Newcastle guy, grew up, born and bred, Newcastle fan.
Fantastic.
And
this
had
for
always
me?
wanted to play there.
That's your
and got a chance to
that
play
is
there.
your sample
Finally,
of
yeah.
my, or did I hand one to Alan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alan's got one too.
And who did I
Yeah.
not give a sample to?
Me.
I gave Danny 2 samples.
So when we do injury
It's the
time, we'll
Maple
talk about
Sunday.
all the beers we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
drinking as well. So, all right.
I've got a couple things, and I got something for Mel.
What?
We'll leave that for injury time.
Oh my God, I love a preview.
All right. And
All right, when Danny sat down, you could see the green screen in effect.
yep. And Danny, if you want it on ice, just give me a nod. I'll pass over the bottle,
Yep.
kill your water, pour
Yeah.
ice over it, all that fun shit. All right. Let's go ahead and do
Okay,
it.
so here's what I've learned on the green screen, y'all.
Uh-huh.
It works better when you're closer to it, but not too close. Like, they're both in a little bit of Danny's, like, I'm getting a little pixelation, but not much. No, you're fine. You can't do, I mean, it is what it is. I'm figuring all this out with free programs that I was told were impossible to figure out, and then I self-taught people are like, how do you learn? What did you know? I fucking self-taught myself.
I Googled it.
every fucking bit
So, boys,
this.
she's
from soup to fucking balls.
soup to nuts.
I was going to say, I thought it was super nuts. This is fine.
She's
Just let
Don't
it go.
stop her. She's on
She's
her own.
fantastic. She helps carry the show to a level that, I mean, I know how to do some of it. I can't do it like she does. So in a pinch, I know how to do a board and I know how to edit a show, but
Yeah.
she does it all. Her instincts as a producer are absolute dog shit. She loves to so many times.
Just all
Like,
all of
oh
them.
no, we'll be sitting here and we're getting everything ready, and it'll be 5 minutes before show, and it'll just be like, try not to suck today, fathead. You fucking are horrible. Have a great show.
I mean,
Nice.
it'd be great if you didn't suck.
So the whole thing of like, that's just,
I don't want everybody to
it's
know
her
that Graham
thing, like,
carries this thing.
oh, hey, you all, if you were closer to the green screen, if y'all were closer to the green screen, that would be better. But let's start the show. Fuck you. Don't worry about it.
So there's some
And now
pixelation.
it's in your brain. Now it's in your fucking brain.
No, that's not at all what I
There's
was
some
doing. I
pixelation
wasn't
there.
trying
You
to
can't
do that.
really see you. All right. Anyway,
I'm-
live.
I'm learning. This is a learning experience, and I'm sharing what I'm
she's trying to
learning in
teach
real
us.
time.
It
Because
It is
Let her cook. Thank you, Shorebelly.
the old Dane Cook joke of, oh yeah, well, you're stupid like your father, and then it sticks with you, and then like 3
I'm
weeks
half
later
the
you're
time
like,
never trying to do that.
my father was a brilliant man. What does she mean I'm stupid like my father? Like, yeah, that's what she do. She do what she
I'm
do.
just realizing that I'm learning in real time, and I was proud of that. And you can go fuck yourself.
All right, good. All right, you ready to do this, Mel?
Yes.
G'day folks, I'm Jane Ferrari. I'm in the Barossa Valley, South Australia. I am a massive fan of Brentford Bees, West London Superstars. I'm on the Drunkard United football show with the two Sams because, let's face it, something's got to make them look good. Cheers from here, and you're listening to the Drunkard United football show.
It's a long intro, so I can't really get too much in, other than the fact that are they really London's greatest when they just lost to Plymouth at the death? Not really. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy. Sam Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the third round of the FA Cup as told by three common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and with us today, of course, my brother from another, my fellow man of the drip, 1/3 of the middle class holes, a Newcastle supporter. Alan, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, baby. Good to be back.
Excellent. And first time in studio. Some of you all may know him from the 20 for 20 shit show Supreme at the start of the year. The man who's always stuck till the end and stays through the entire fucking thing like a trooper. You might know him from a whole lot of Wolves podcasts. But if you know him the way I know him, you know him for drunken afternoon stupors after the Wolves win a big game, as documented on Twitter and Instagram. Our boy Danny. Danny, how you doing, sir?
Doing great.
He's like, that's a lot of fucking introduction.
Good stuff, man.
What do I react to first? Man of the anti-drip.
Yeah. And of course, on the ones and twos, we got producer Mel. Producer Mel, how you doing tonight?
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, Jesus, she is. And that's
I have discovered T.O.P., Korean pop rap star from the group Bang Bang Bang, and it's a Squid Game
Thing.
Yeah, he's in season 2 of the Squid Game.
Episode 5, episode 4. I don't know, but I can't get it out of my head.
That's all she can.
Bang, bang!
I'm in. I'm sold.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night, like right now, be YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all the fun places. Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Alan, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Well, you said most of them. It's check us out, DU Football Show, Facebook, YouTube, IG, Twitch, Ashley Madison, FetLife, Grindr, whatever. We're everywhere.
Hey. We discussed this last time. We are gentlemen of larger carriage. It is Growler.
That's right.
We are
It's
not on
Growler.
Grindr.
We are
on the
Growler.
bear site.
Yes, purely bears. just bears and otters all day.
Big boys need loves too.
Only bears.
Only bears. Damn it. Now we're cooking. There we go.
There we go. There's our next $1 million idea.
And of course, if you prefer a long form, email us, dufootballshow@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Yes. I'm amazed we haven't gotten it yet. So, Danny, in the world of the middle class holes and the DU Football Show, there's a crossover, and that crossover is just outside of lovely Frederick, Maryland, and that is Keith Kern. And so whenever it is two worlds colliding, we know that somewhere in Frederick there's a man, a grown man right now, mule kicking and fist pumping his brains out.
Drafting an email.
Just ready to go. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we've had to have a drink in our hands throughout this show and every single show. The Whiskey Advocate list continues. We are on to number 16. Danny, take us away.
Did you know I was also part of the wine and spirits industry briefly?
You were?
I used to drive deliveries for a local wine distributor in Baltimore.
Which one?
It was called 10th Harvest. They no longer exist.
I remember who 10th Harvest is, though. Very cool. Excellent.
While I was there, I failed to absorb any information about wine and spirits. But we are drinking the Compass Box Crimson Casks. It is $75. The panel rating on this one is 93. This is number 15 on the tasting panel. And David Fleming, who I'm told is the executive editor of Whiskey Advocate, says it is one of the core four labels in Compass Box's new lineup, along with Orchard House, Nectarosity, and the Peat Monster. Oloroso sherry casks play the starring role here, with 2/3 of the blend being Oloroso finish, creating deep color, sweetness, and a smooth texture. But it's more subtle than just a sherry bomb, and there's a lot going on. Cinnamon spice and marzipan sweetness, creamy texture, layered flavors, and a long finish offering creme brulee, baked red berries, brandy flambéed apricot, and more. And was that not like Ron fucking Burgundy?
I love it.
Fucking brilliant.
Love it.
Here he was beforehand. He was like, well, I'm trying not to fuck this off. Allow me to just lay down fucking the smoothest rap ever. Like, if I can only talk this way at the bar, like every woman would just be like, yeah, I bet that's you, whatever. Like, you sell me whatever.
I think I said this last time. I've definitely missed my calling. I should be able to write these fucking descriptions. Like brandy flambéed apricots?
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
That I fucking love it.
So Compass Box is a brand. This is very much a darling of the press. Critics absolutely love this. It is a category that is now referred to as blended single malt, right? It used to be called vatted malt. It was called, what was it? Select single malt. There was a couple of different things that they had called it. Essentially what this is, two types of Scottish whiskies in the world, for the most part. You have single malts and you have blends. Single malts would be like Macallan, stuff like that. Blend would be Dewar's or Johnny Walker. So what you do with a blend is a blend of a bunch of single malts, 51%, and then 49% is a neutral whiskey, right? A single malt is one barley produced in one building, bottled in one building, right? So Macallan can only be Macallan because it has to be made at Macallan, period, end of discussion.
Got it.
What this category essentially does is a blend of only single malts. There is no cut whiskey to it. Compass Box has been around forever. It has changed its kind of thing forever. The only one that's ever really stood around has been Peat Monster. That's one everybody kind of knows. The idea of these are, and I can tell you exactly what this one is. It's to be like a Speyside, right? So Speysides are your Macallan, Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, anything with a Glen, put it over ice. And hey, sweetheart, if you go a little light on the water, there's a 50-cent piece with your name written all over it. Only so many people can make swingers references. But this is essentially that idea, right? Gotcha. And the big thing with Speyside whiskeys, it's all about wine barrel influence, right? It's typically sherry, it's port, it's Madeira, it's things of that nature. Yeah. And that's what this is. I tend to not be wowed by this company. It's been around for a long time. It's one of those, it's like Wilco. Everybody tells me I'm supposed to like them, but I just don't. Or it's like, I get that Steely Dan's crazy talented. I just don't fucking like them. That's
America knows Robbie Williams is famous everywhere. We just don't give a shit.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of my opinions with this brand as a whole. A lot of times when they're on the list almost every year, they weren't last year, but them and Bruichladdich are two Scottish whiskies that are almost always on this list. And newsflash, Bruichladdich is on this list too. It always happens. But I will say, I'm insanely impressed with this one. I'm really impressed with this one.
I'm not a Scotch guy. We've gone through that before. I'm not. Yeah, and I would drink this.
Yeah.
It did nice light sweetness to it that sherry doesn't overtake it. So a lot of times sherry could be dry or nutty along with the kind of ripe fruits, and it doesn't have that. Really good dessert flavors to it, like you would get from a bourbon. There's definitely that marzipan vanilla kind of creamy brulee thing going on.
Forget brandy flambéed.
It's just like the last time I had brandy flambéed apricot.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, absolutely the case. But yeah, and it's this is a very accessible bottle. You can find this just about any liquor store. If they carry Compass Box, they'll have this. Like they mentioned, it's their core 4. They have this, which is new for them, this labeling of it. They have the Peat Monster, and then they have the 2 others that essentially they signify Highlands, Lowlands, Speyside, and Islands is the idea, is the primary regions.
Stylistic.
Right. And each of those have very stylistic differences and stuff like that. And there's other brands who do it too. There's one, I forget, Douglas Lang that does this kind of stuff too, where they do, it's all blends from single malts from that region kind of idea. But color me impressed with this one. I'm actually very, very happy with this one. This is a good bottle of whiskey, and at 75 for a Scottish whiskey to have just around the house. You want the bottle or more whiskey, Mel? I'll give you more whiskey. But
It's good. I always drink your scotches, but I bitch about it. But this one is, I like this one's not bad.
Well, and if you're going to drink alcohol, Danny, how would you go about doing that?
I'm gonna guess responsibly.
There you go.
Lucky guess.
I'd say it's a trap question because the people who listen to the show regularly already know to do the disclaimer at the end, and everybody else I just go, let me see if they know what's up. let me just check their intelligence here. And you know what? You passed with flying colors, sir.
Cheers.
There we go. Let's have a good show, everybody.
Cheers.
I would argue that the most wonderful time of the year is not in fucking December. The most wonderful time of the fucking year is the third round of the FA Cup.
Agree.
It is always the first full weekend of January. You know, the first full week. That weekend will always be the FA Cup third round. And we were treated to... The draws really didn't give us a lot. There was a lot of teams, and we'll kind of get into it, that was of like level playing one another's. But there were some fun ones.
Yeah.
And we open with a little bit of the magic of the cup. A battle of heavyweights, a couple of cup sets, some penalty shootouts, and David and Goliath going at it as hard as they could. Tottenham 3, Tamworth 0, Millwall 3, Dengham and Redbridge 0, Plymouth 1, Brentford 0, Doncaster 1, Hull City 1, 5-4 to Doncaster on penalties, Man United 1, Arsenal 1, 5-3 to United on penalties. Boys, we start the day at the Lamb Ground.
Thank God.
The Lamb Ground.
The Lamb Ground.
Wow.
So good.
They
That's
got
the
us
name of the
there,
fucking
right?
ground.
Yeah,
is the
absolutely.
Lamb Ground. They are Tamworth are the Lambs, and that is the Lamb Ground. That is what they call the stadium.
It's just all lamb dishes.
A stadium that holds 49,000. That's important.
4,900.
It holds. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4,900. Yeah,
Let's be clear.
40 and stuff. Holds 4,900. It only sits 500, but 4,900 is how many could be there.
Yeah.
And it was packed to the fucking rafters, shoulder to shoulder.
Literally.
I bet you they got 6 in there that day.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you they got
100%.
6 in there that day.
Yeah.
And it's everything you want. It is little kids saying the word cunt and fuck way more than they should as they are banging on the overhang for the Tottenham players. They're talking about it at the beginning that before there were dressing rooms, the teams used to change in the hallway before they entered the field. Just magnificent. We have a keeper, a 36-year-old keeper, Jesper Singh,
Yep.
who just had a newborn. Fuck yeah, the newborn was the mascot. He was walking through with the handshake with the mascot. All the Tottenham players giving little kisses on the head and
It's
everything.
amazing.
It's like, yes!
It's amazing.
And then we have, before the game even starts, the most non-league shit ever. Danny, what happened in that moment?
So beautiful. First of all, well, we should say what happened, which is that one little pig came out of the net for the it was the home goal side.
Yep.
Yep.
Linesman, where the fuck are you? You're supposed to be
Yeah.
checking this shit.
Yeah,
Which
right?
really only contributes to my conspiracy theory that was set up beforehand. Those things don't come out that easily.
That's true.
And you know, maybe they were just trying to ice Spurs. And given the first attack that they had, it almost worked.
Oh my god, it almost worked. Yeah, there was, and they bring out the tape. The goalkeeper can't reach up and tape
Yeah.
it. The next thing you know, it is one player on another player's shoulders, like all the beer leagues we've ever played
Yeah.
in, taping the net to the goal.
Also, you're telling me that goalkeeper can't reach the crossbar.
Right, yeah.
It's one of those where he's like not got his arms all the way
Yep.
extended.
Yeah,
and
he's just like, oh, I can't,
I can't
reach
quite reach it. I can't go all the way around. You have to bring something.
Oh, it's what we fucking live for,
Yeah.
man. And also, we live for moments like sometimes it's, you know, a backup goalkeeper who eats pies at halftime.
Love it.
Sometimes it's men that can throw a ball really fucking far. And gentlemen, I just want to let you know the line to blow Tom Tonks starts behind me. That's fair. That's where it starts.
That is fair.
And it's funny because everybody's like, oh, he's a long throw specialist.
Yep.
And like the commentators are like, no, you need to understand.
You got to get this.
This man can throw the ball from 50 yards right into the center of the box.
This guy might hold the record in England for throw-ins.
And the commentators were like, yeah, we asked him about does he practice with a medicine ball. He's like, I could throw a medicine ball through a wall. You're like, you damn right you can't, Tom Tonks.
I didn't hear that one.
And,
oh my
and
God.
there was a color piece on British TV. What is his? He has a side job, right?
Yeah, he drives a van out of which he sells sandwiches and pastries.
Nice. That's to be
Brilliant.
expected.
It's brilliant.
And I've got some late breaking news on this. I don't know if you saw. He was on Twitter earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a very average Twitter denizen with
Mm-hmm.
a profile picture of him in the gym wearing like a hairband, having just done his workout,
Right.
saying. Tom Tonks is just like an unfit, like whatever, you know, if he didn't have his throw-ins, where would he be? Tom Tonks took his time to reply to this person.
Yes.
Appreciate the kind words. I'm 33 years of age, eat loads of carbs, drink Guinness on a weekend, and I've just taken your $1 million players to extra time. Don't skip leg day or hairband, you sausage.
Again, allow me to
Wonderful.
reiterate. The line to blow this man starts
Yeah.
behind me.
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually saw the throw, and I was with a couple friends. So we were watching our game, and I was with a couple friends who were newer to
Yeah.
football. I think they might be coming our way, and I was explaining just the magic of the FA Cup.
Right.
And then we saw like little clips because everybody had their phones on and we're watching other
Right.
things, and I was showing them clips of this, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, like." You don't even really know how to deal with it. Like, and Tottenham didn't.
That's what I'm going to get to. Here's the one that impressed me. It wasn't the ones that he was launching in the center of the box. There was one right at the start of the game. He just picks it up in midfield quickly over his head, a laser bolt to the corner of the 18
Yep.
to a man running right onto it.
That's crazy.
Tottenham stopped
Beautiful.
playing down the sidelines. If it was in their half of the field, you would watch Tottenham get to the sideline, go, oh shit, and turn central.
Crazy.
You're a fucking Premier League side,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. You make them play your game,
Yeah.
and you don't care what they do. Tottenham completely cared. Tottenham so cared about
Yeah.
it, and it affected them.
It really did.
This scoreline is not indicative of
No.
this game.
No.
Tamworth should have won it at
Yeah.
the death.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it that Tamworth should have won this game
Absolutely.
in regulation.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of weird shit, the long throws that can like really upset those kinds of games where like in my own terrible sporting career, you know, it's like when you play a team that is way above you or way below you, the mismatch in like what you expect to happen just throws everyone off. And it's exactly that kind of thing where it's like, I don't know exactly how dangerous this throw it is, but I'd like to not find out.
Well, it's like I mean, it's a kind of a weird analogy, but I was watching something about like Notre Dame, Miami back in the '80s, and Lou Holtz telling his players like if they use a trick play, it's because they truly they don't think they can beat you outright, and it's, and I'm not saying like obviously they can't beat them outright,
Right.
but you get into these weird situations. To your point, is like they got to figure out a way to do it. They ain't Brazilians. They ain't million pound fucking players who dance around and train all day. They're fucking sandwich huckers, you know, that play footy on the weekend. And yeah, you got to figure out a way. And one of those ways is throwing a fucking ball 80 yards.
The other way too is, and I'll get back to the throws in just a second. The other way too is knock the fuck out of somebody.
Oh, well.
Which is exactly what they did. The two center backs, the one center back, we'll get to his little fucking brilliance of dancing. But all they did was annihilate every long ball in the air. Every time a Tottenham player had their back to goal, they ate dirt. They just got not. And the referee was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let him play." Wasn't pulling out cards. He was just
shit,
like,
man.
"Yeah, you know, go ahead. Let me know how the little pieces of plastic in that turf taste."
Welcome
Like,
to the Lamb ground.
Yeah.
Back to Twitter Corner on this. A reply to that tweet that I previously said, thought you played all right, to be fair. Not sure how many times you tried to kick Madison, but cheers for the shot on target. And Tom Tonks replies, was chopping him down because he kept turning me inside out anytime.
That's amazing. I love it.
Hey, if I can find that thread, I will tweet to that guy, "Hey, dude, I blow him first. You don't stop it. He's mine first, damn it. He's my man. I'm bold like him, damn it." But the thing with those throws, the only person that seemed to be able to manage those throws at all was the 21-year-old keeper. He was phenomenal. He knew to come out on every single one of them. He was very direct. He was like, "I'm getting to that ball before they have a chance." Did it perfectly. But Tottenham as a whole looked lost.
Yeah.
Like more so than
Really
they have recent action, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then the second half, the center back does a little double pirouette and spins
my
through
God.
3 fucking Tottenham players. It's so brilliant. And finally, it goes to extra time. Now, before we get to extra time, this is for those of you who don't know a lot about the FA Cup. Back in the day, prior to COVID, it used to be if you got a draw in regulation, that meant there was going to be a replay. And in this instance, you are literally talking about probably a few $100,000 missed out for Tamworth because they would have gone to the London Stadium. Or, I'm sorry, the New White Hart Lane. And what would have happened is Tottenham would have given them the entire gate for that FA Cup match.
I saw someone estimate online that was maybe even touching like 850,000.
Yeah.
Which is,
probably.
I mean, like life-changing for a club like
huge.
Tamworth.
It pays all your bills for the year. Completely paid for the year.
You
And,
could buy a surplus of net pegs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we can finally replace that net peg.
Oh, now we got it.
you know next year FA Cup, if there's a National League side, there will be a prop bet for is the net peg
100%.
just like they did will he eat a pie for the one player.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
oh, that shit will definitely happen. The get into extra time, and this is the best part. Yes, ultimately Tottenham scored a couple of goals at the end, and that's because Tamworth was frankly just out of gas and also trying to equalize, so that's why those goals ultimately happened. You're a Premier League side. You claim to be one of the 6 wealthiest clubs. You claim to be part of the big 6, like the real clubs of England.
Self-anointed they are. But, well, I digress.
You won on a fucking own goal.
Yeah.
You won on an own goal. You should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Fucking embarrassed. It was just, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was everything, though. It was worth waking up. I was so happy to wake up. We were all texting each other like, this is fucking brilliant. I'm loving everything about this.
It was so Spursy.
It was.
And just to point out that, like, the whole reason we got rid of replays is because of the moaners, like,
Those 6 clubs.
Yeah.
Those 6 clubs is why we don't have replays
so that
anymore.
literally Spurs can go to Australia a week after the season ends to make some more money.
Yeah.
You know, which those underground go-kart tracks in the White Hart Lane Stadium, they're not going to pay for themselves.
No, no.
Well, actually, they are going to pay for themselves, but fuck those poor clubs anyway.
Fuck yeah. Just
Fucking dicks.
the worst.
Another reason to hate them.
We also had one other National League side who played today. We had Dengham and Redbridge, and for those of you who are TikTok fans, got a little bit of popularity from their old manager. It got pointed out on the Welcome to Wrexham Season 2. They talked a little bit about this team. Now, they have moved on from that manager recently, in fact. But Dengham and Redbridge are based in London proper, so they didn't have to go very far. Unfortunately, they had to go to the worst fucking stadium in all of London, the Den, to face the most tolerant fan base in the world, Millwall.
Everyone knows that. I'd never heard of that club ever.
Never heard of Dengham and
prior,
Redbridge.
Yeah, prior to this weekend, and I was told that they are like. That's close. That's essentially Derby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was unaware, and I was like, "Oh, that must be a fun fucking Derby."
One of their other derbies, they consider West Ham one of their derbies because
nice.
they're right by them too.
Well, I just meant because then you gotta go to fucking Den and deal with Millwall.
Exactly. Well, they so it is. They were formed in 1992, but they were a formation of two clubs, Dengham and Redbridge Forest.
Okay.
And Redbridge Forest was a blend of three clubs that date back all the way to the 1800s.
Oh shit!
So there's been a team around that area. Just this is the modern amalgamation
Version of it. Yep,
You know, and,
gotcha.
and let's face it, if you're not playing league football,
Yeah.
money's tight, teams fold, shit like that happens all the fucking time. Now, this one, it really was never in doubt, although it did take Millwall damn near the entire first half to finally score a goal.
Yeah.
But I would like to say I'm glad that Millwall has become a little bit more sensitive to people's needs, understanding the importance of childbirth and you know, paternity leave and maternity leave, and making sure that, you know, their players get tummy time and go to the wiggle room, because that first goal, that was a perfect example of a young lad being able to be on his belly and lift his head up so he can head a ball in.
Hilarious.
Spoken like an uncle with two under a year.
Yeah, that was the wackiest goal I've ever seen, and yet I tend to agree with Mel. Might be the goal of the year.
I immediately thought of Phil Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the diving kick. The keeper makes a brilliant save. Somehow, on his back, rolls over onto his belly, onto his elbows, sticks out his nose and his head, and puts it right in.
How whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes.
So, unfortunately, we're not going to have a Maidenstone this year. We're not going to have or Boreham Wood or clubs like that. So that is the only two National League sides. They're both gone. But that's not to say that there wasn't an upset. Our first Premier League side goes down, and they go down to dead last in the championship, Plymouth. So we're talking about not a major difference, but about, I'd say, 25 spots, right? In total table.
Yeah.
And this is right after Plymouth has just gotten rid of Wayne Rooney, right?
Yep.
They are dead last. They are not looking good at all. Chances for survival for them. There's a lot of teams in the hunt in the bottom.
Yeah.
They're feeling very Southampton-y. Like,
No way.
oh, they're going down. We already know.
Yeah.
No away wins for Plymouth since April.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I heard that was their first away win. Imagine that.
And you're at a park where, frankly, they're really fucking
They're
good
good.
at home.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Shit, I think they did us earlier this year. That's crazy.
Well, here's the interesting thing with that now is they've now lost 3 in a row at home.
Yeah.
Including this cup tie. And for this one, it wasn't that. I mean, this was literally a smash and grab. It was nonstop. Brentford constantly down their throat. Plymouth keeper had himself a phenomenal day.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of a Cambridge United keeper that did a number on somebody here across the table from me.
Cambridge, Oxford, fuck.
Wait.
We've lost to so many fucking terrible teams.
Well, it was the Cambridge one was like literally like 1-0, and he made like 13 saves. It was just ridiculous. It was like
I think we had like 83% possession, just couldn't fucking get it in.
he was just saving everything. Very Tim Howard versus Belgium kind of thing. Like, no, you're not scoring. You're just not fucking scoring. It's not going to happen at all.
We also just suck.
Honestly, I've got no sympathy because Thomas Frank has been one of the people who's moaned the most about FA Cup, Carabao Cup, replays, whatever, as if Brentford haven't spent the better part of the time since World War II sitting in, the third tier.
Yeah. It's you're not in
at
Europe,
a club that
bud. You don't
needed
have
those
other
replays.
games. Yeah, you don't have other games. You're fine, but yeah.
Well, here's the question I pose to you guys, because we've seen Brentford now the past couple of years in the Prem kind of do this nosedive in the second half of the season. We know they've got the offense and we know they got a decent keeper, but they seem to love to ship goals. I mean, it's no Wolverhampton,
Yes.
but they love to ship goals.
He
But
said it on it.
We're on our way up. Don't worry.
hey, man, they're just gonna start beating people 4-3. It'll be all right.
Entertainer style. There you go.
But should we be concerned at all for Brentford? Because there for a while it was like, oh shit, they're in like 7th place and they're in the discussion. Or does this feel like just a comfortably 13th place team, but their second half's really gonna suck? Or do we think, ooh, they could really bottom out here?
I think they're better than bottoming out, if I'm being honest. But I think what ends up happening is you have managers that play an adventure style, a style that requires rotation. You know what I mean? And then they just don't have it.
Right.
And then you run into fucking Plymouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think that's like shades of any team, like even smaller team, Villa, getting into Europe. And it's just you run out of legs, and they're just trying to play a very advanced game against a fucking Premier League sides.
Right.
And you run out of gas, and you run out of gas too early. And that's what kills you. So I don't think they'll go down, but yeah,
we feel like
they're gonna tail off.
do a big drop. That's kind of what I think too. I wasn't 100% sold on them at the start of the year, and I thought they were punching above their weight there for a while. And if they're not going to win games on the road, and they're already losing games at home, you could see like a lose 8 in a row kind of run for them that could really, for a little bit make people go, oh, shit, are they maybe in the battle?
And the table's in a weird place, man, on both ends of the spectrum. We're 2-3 weeks away from shifting the entire
Right.
complexion of the table. So that's all it really takes is 3 off the trot. And
So we do finally have one of those big, massive upsets. Unfortunately for our show, and people who listen to our show don't realize that League Two is a lot lower than the Championship, and that's a big deal. Doncaster actually took the lead against Hull City. Now, for reference, Hull City has had a disastrous year. They just got Reading's manager, Ruben Sellis, and Reading has been its own disaster as well as far as financially goes. Where Hull City's really in trouble. Doncaster started last year in dead last of League Two. They went on I believe it was no losses in 18, made it all the way to the playoffs, got to the playoff final, and lost on penalties for being promoted to League One. The team is currently right in the hunt of the playoffs, and I think 3rd or 4th right now. They've been as high as 2nd. Walsall is running away with League Two, but they're going to probably be 2nd or 3rd, right? So this is a team in very bad form against a team in very good form. So, and particularly with the Cup, you can throw the rules out the window. It doesn't matter what league you're in.
Yeah.
A team playing well versus a team playing bad, the skill set does not matter.
No.
Pressure gets to you. And we get to the penalties, and this is my favorite bit with producer Mel here. Producer Mel fucking loves penalties. She loves when it gets to
I do
penalties.
too, kind of.
I legitimately call her back into the room. I'm like, hey, getting ready. Well, this one we were watching Tamworth Tottenham, and I was like, I'm gonna have to switch Tamworth Tottenham to my phone, and we're about to go to penalties. She's like,
watch the penalties.
She's like, yeah, we gotta watch pens, right? Yeah. But like later on, she was in the bedroom, and the next match we're gonna go on to goes to penalties. And I yelled at her, I'm like, Arsenal United about to go to penalties. I'll be right there.
God, it was good.
Doncaster misses their first penalty, and Hull is on cruise control. Like this, they nail. I mean, not even just nail, like back of the upper 90, like not the upper corner, the back corner, like just ripping all their first 4 into the back of the net.
Damn.
Final shooter comes up, does a little dance, and does what we like to call a Timo Werner. Puts it in rosette.
Oh, Jesus. Shit.
Mel looks right at me and goes, Doncaster's winning. Well, not Doncaster, the team with the hoops, because she was like, "Oh, I'm going to root for the stripe team." I go, "Stripes or hoops?" She's like, "What's that mean?" I go, Up and down is stripes, side to side is hoops.
Side is hoops. Yeah.
And the minute that they missed that one, she goes, "Changed my mind. Team with the hoops is winning, and they're winning right now." Of course, they make it, and then the very next shooter comes up, save, goal, done.
Over. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. I'll turn my mic on. I'm gonna go ahead and call out that fucker because I saw when he was walked up there, he did a little dance and he was showing off like, "Oh yeah, we got this." I was like, "Oh, ego," and just
You're about to blast this.
the goalie, the poor kid with the eyelash mustache was just like
Eyelash mustache. That's great. It's fucking phenomenal.
And like I said, this is one of those kind of matches. I think people don't, because people don't know kind of the structure of the league. This is a massive upset. This is fucking like, people always think of like, oh, when like a big Premier League side loses to someone. Like, remember Wigan beating City in the final, but then 2 years later beat them when they were in League One, beat them in an FA Cup third round. These are really the more fun ones for me. These are because you look at them on paper and you're like, yeah, you're in fucking 22nd and you're in third. You're a team that's playing well and you're a team that's not playing well. That's where you go to the bookies.
Yeah, right.
That is when you go to the bookies.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, it like for a team that is not doing well, those devastating results can really affect your season.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, like, you don't need this, you know?
It's funny because there's two camps when it comes to this. Going out of the cup isn't a bad idea because then you can just focus on the league and surviving. But also, how you go out of the cup can be really fucking devastating.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe a little cup run, maybe a couple make it to the fifth round and lose to a Liverpool isn't a bad thing.
Exactly.
Puts a little pep in the step, right? Like it kind of gets you going. It gets the boys invigorated. So it's like you don't know how to take it, but all I know is whatever happens, if they go down or if there's a reaction to it, the whole answer will be, well, it's because of that third round FA Cup against Doncaster.
Yeah, hard to focus on the league when you just got beat and like made to look bad by a team in the league below or something, you know?
Exactly. I mean, then there's some we'll get to where it's like legitimately a separation of 5 play. That's not an upset. Like it's not. It's an 8 versus 9 if we wanted to make a reference to it in the NCAA's. Right?
It's just an extra league game.
Yeah, it's all it is. It's all it is. Or you have teams that like all they did was play each other in the league below for 5 years, and then they play in the FA Cup even though they're in different leagues. They know each other.
Same, man.
Right. But we did get one of the big kind of heavyweight clashes. And not for nothing, as much as we don't like either one of these clubs, and we're glad that my co-host isn't here so he can't go on and on about his club. It's not, you can't deny the fact that in this competition, Arsenal has the most FA Cup trophies. Manchester United has the second most FA Cup trophies. And when there is the draw, and this is going to be what the third round of the FA Cup is, as much as we all hate them, we all turned on that fucking TV and watched this fucking match. Because we all wanted to see the top two face each other and go, will United have a chance to tie Arsenal, or will Arsenal hold on to the title for the overall title for another year? And his first half was a goddamn snooze. Yeah. It was so boring.
Very crazy.
Is this now going to be the United kind of motto for the rest of the year? We're just going to play ugly and beat you up and be physical and take you out of matches? Because what they did to City, it's what they did to Liverpool, and it's what they just did to Arsenal.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they're not good. So
it should be
to something.
Like, I mean, arguably, like it should be the game plan. I think that you always run into that problem at a big club, whether it's just the culture, the organization, the head coach that you've brought in for however much money, or just like the players who are used to playing at a certain level. It's like it's one thing to say, "Oh, we're going to do this against Liverpool, who are walking the league right now," but it's like, if you're going like away to, I mean, Wolves would be a good example. You're going away to Wolves or Everton or something, and you're like, okay, we're just going to make it boring in the first half. You have to imagine that half of those players in the starting 11 just like great at that idea, even if they know it's the right choice.
Right.
Like,
They're going to try to do something.
yeah,
right?
they're gonna have to try to do something.
Because that's what we're supposed to do here. It's like, oh, you came to our stadium, we're going to make life fucking miserable.
Yeah.
We are going to do a Tamworth on you is what we're going to do. We're going to beat you the fuck up. But it's working, I guess, for you. Like, I mean, the jury's still out as a whole with United. But the game really didn't turn on its head until United goes up, but then sees red.
Yep.
You know, and a good goal from Bruno Fernandes, and it is much of a fucking prick he is, and as much as we all hate him,
And we do.
he's
Hate him.
he's this season particularly, he's performing like a captain. He's performing like a superstar. He's doing everything he can. Now, we may not like the way he goes about doing it by bitching to the ref all the time and stuff, but when they need a goal, he's the one that's either provided the assist or scored the goal. He's always seems to be the one that's there. He's playing defensive ball. He's getting back. Like, it's like,
I'm just glad he got a red at Molyneux.
Yeah. There you go.
I fucking hate the guy. But
Yeah, I can't stand him.
But it's just like, they need a leader. He's wearing the fucking armband. He's acting like a fucking leader. That's for damn sure. But it really all changes. Dallo with the second yellow card, which I find it fresh that they were even kind of trying to argue that it wasn't a yellow. It was like, that is the most textbook yellow ever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's the same, almost the exact same thing that happened at Molyneux where Bruno Fernandes got 2 yellows. Is that it's like, these are decisions that you'd kind of not be surprised if Manchester United players got those in their favor.
Right.
But they really shouldn't. Like, there's, like, you look at the plays, you're like, there's no world in which this isn't a
There's a yellow
yellow.
card,
It's the simplest thing. Don't give the referee a decision to make.
Yeah.
If you do, it could not go the
Yeah.
way you want it to. And in this case, it didn't. Fortunately for them, Arsenal scored quickly, and then they were toothless.
Yeah, there's just,
They get frankly gifted a penalty. I think if VAR is there, that probably gets overturned.
yeah.
I mean, it was not a penalty.
Mostly, it was a great weekend of like, I'm glad that this doesn't have VAR because there were a ton of really good tight decisions without VAR. That one was the exception.
Yeah. And well, you say that just because you're Wolves, and Wolves they get fucked by VAR so much
On and off the pitch.
It's just constantly, and I also love the fact that they get fucked all the time, and then the league comes back and goes, oh, our bad.
That was
You're like, we
Got a
lost the
stack
match.
of apology letters a mile tall.
that was our bad. You're still in 19th, but that was bad. That was our fault.
Here's the thing with Arsenal, they seem to be devoid of ideas right now.
Yeah.
Like, you thought that they could be okay without Saka because they had Odegaard back, but clearly they need both of them, or else they can't do shit. Havertz looks like the most lost man on earth right now. I mean, his penalty, he looked like he was going to miss it before he even fucking took it.
100%.
I don't know why. I don't know why they put him up to the spot.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have. They really shouldn't have. He is completely defeated right now, and it's like, don't put him on the spot, man. You kind of fucking need this one, you know?
They do look lost. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, Saka obviously is influential, but is he that influential? Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't watch him quite enough, but like,
But they have speedy wingers. They
they're-
have other speedy wingers. I mean, yes, Saka is responsible for a ton of assists on that team, but it's not like they don't have a plethora of creative players, right? It's not like Rodri for City, where it's like literally that man is the fucking spine of that team. And Kovacic can do an okay job, but you even saw when they lost Kovacic, they really went down the fucking tank, right?
Yeah.
Big step down to Mateus Nunes. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you still appreciate that cash.
Oh, I appreciate the shit.
The thing for Arsenal, it's they looked fucking lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look lost.
We played them not that long ago, and I mean, not to be Homer, but we dipped into a fucking 5-5-1
Yeah.
At one point in time, we said, you guys can't score against us. We've done it at St. James's. We're doing it here.
Yeah.
We've done it last time at St. James. Like, you can't score against us. Go ahead, figure it out. And like Eddie Howe, we all were like, what the fuck is Eddie doing?
Yeah.
And he was right. They can't figure it out. I don't know what's going to do it. But they got to get to the drawing board and figure it out.
And one last thought, and this is just for the pro Arsenal agenda talk that Graham likes to have. He spends all this time talking about the amount of shutouts that they have, and I constantly remind him the team with the shutouts directly behind them happens to be one of the worst fucking teams in the league, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
David Raya dove wrong and early for
Very early.
every single one
Yeah.
of those penalty kicks. And all I know, Short Arms gets to at least one every fucking 5.
He dives the right way all the time.
All right, now we are going to direct our attention to all the Premier League teams and how they did. And we're going to break this up into little groups, but we'll start with our first 3. Liverpool 4, Accrington Stanley 0, Chelsea 5, Morecambe, I know it's Morecambe, but we'll explain, 0, Manchester City 8, Salford 0.
Boring.
Well, here's the thing.
There was 8 goals in a game.
Of course, all of the big clubs get like League 2 teams that are like on the bottom half of the table, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like Morecambe, and the reason why we call him Morecambe, if you didn't know, is because of Harambe. Mm-hmm. And when Harambe died, somebody spray painted on a bridge in this area, dicks out for Harambe.
Yes.
They're the shrimps. So it's shrimps out for Morecambe.
I'm not taking
I
the
like
shrimp
it.
out.
I love it.
So there we go. Shrimps out for Morecambe. I know they're in Morecambe. I call them fucking Morecambe. You could get fucking
Get in the comments.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Don't care. Don't care. If you don't understand, you don't get the fucking joke. But for both Accrington and Morecambe, you're talking about the 21st place team. So currently, that one of the teams that will go down out of professional football with Morecambe, and then Accrington Stanley currently like I want to say 19th or something like that. So right near the bottom. Salford is like 14th. So these are all teams in the bottom half of League 2.
Yeah.
All had to go on the road to fucking massive fucking clubs. More so for the first 2 and less for Salford. The scoreline was not indicative of the game. Mm-hmm. Like in the case of Morecambe, their keeper made a penalty save in the first half, and it was only 1-0.
Yeah.
In the case of Accrington, it was 2-0 at the half, but it took a worldie from fucking Trent Alexander-Arnold for them to get that second goal, and they didn't get the first goal until 30 minutes in. Now, City started scoring like in the first 5, and it was never in doubt. The fun thing to mention about this is Accrington Stanley is just north of the Mersey. Mm-hmm. So in this instance, as you kind of talked about with the Bromley kid for Newcastle, this is a bunch of lifelong Liverpool fans that got to play in Anfield.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
And you know what? They kept one of the best teams in the world out of the net for 30 minutes. Yeah. Like, that's...
Hey,
like that's it. Again, magic of the cup. It ain't the beautiful thing, but it's still a happy story.
Impressive,
makes you feel fuzzy. And then like for Morecambe, who are just battling fucking survival right now, they've been in the drop all fucking year. You went to the bridge, you saved a fucking penalty, like. Yeah. You went toe to toe with them for the entire first half, like. Yeah. These are where we talk about what can galvanize you. Mm-hmm. You're going to go back and you'd be like, fuck you, Carlisle United.
Yeah, we were 45 minutes of clean sheet. Yeah,
clean sheet. Bridge. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
And for City, this just proves apparently you need to play all your backups instead of Erling Haaland because everybody else can score goals except for him.
That Man City game was just the James McAtee to Chelsea or Newcastle for a £60 million game.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. And then he'll go score 20 for him. That's exactly what it is. Moving on, we're going to talk about our 4 clubs that all played. Everton 2, Peterborough 0. Villa 2, West Ham 1, Wolverhampton 2, Bristol City 1, Newcastle 3, Bromley 1. The match itself for Everton was not interesting at all. It was a professional day at the park. Yeah, 2-0. What is more interesting is the fact that Everton fired their manager 3 hours before the fucking game.
And told their players in the hotel, apparently.
They're like, hey, guys.
So a little bit more of
Houston, while you're getting into this,
Yes.
shout out to Jim on TikTok, who's an Everton fan, patiently waiting for this segment.
Excellent. I love
Nice.
it. So here's the skinny on a lot of this has been the Firkin group, the new ownership group, had given a vote of confidence and said, hey, look, we're behind him. We're going to let him do his thing. We know we can secure safety with him. We're good with this. Somehow it got out that they were, his contract ends.
Yeah.
And that they're going to explore options.
Yeah, they're shopping.
Dyche being Dyche was like, well then fuck you. I want out. like you're gonna explore options? No. You just said you want me, so you want me. So I'm gonna do this shit. You don't want me? Fine, fuck you. Let's figure this out. So this happened on like Monday.
Yeah.
But it took until game time for them to finally figure out his buyout.
Jesus Christ.
I want to know what that conversation with the players was like in the hotel. Were
Yeah.
they like at brunch or something?
Yeah. Probably.
Sitting there having like eggs Benedict. Hey guys, so
Circle up, gang. Take a knee.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, who's managing today?
Leighton.
Who doesn't feel like playing?
It was.
Leighton Baines.
Yeah, who doesn't want to play? Raise your hand.
Leighton Baines and Seamus is like,
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and start my player
Seamus
coach.
Coleman,
fucking
Leighton
stuff.
Baines.
a little leggy today. All right, you're in the dugout.
Hilarious.
Fucking love it.
Where's Big Dunk when you need him?
That's what I
Where's
said.
fucking Big Dunk?
Put on the fucking blue armband and let's motherfucking go.
He just starts hitting people.
Again, professional day at the office. It was fucking easy.
Yeah.
Here's the part that sucks, is we had a chance at history, and that history was going to be never in English football has a father and a son either played on the pitch at the same time in a professional match or across from one another. Everton up 1-0. Peterborough had managed one shot so far.
Yeah.
Ashley Young comes on. His son, Trey Young, is on the bench for Peterborough. Now, in defense, Trey has only gotten one appearance for Peterborough,
Yeah.
right? Of course, the manager of Peterborough is one Mr. Darren Ferguson, who came from the loins of one Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And he gets to his last round of subs at the 90th minute, and who does not come on?
Oh, wow.
So apparently, after the match, an Everton player, I'm telling you right now, it was definitely Seamus Coleman,
Oh, yeah, probably.
walked into the visiting locker room, looked right in Darren Ferguson in the face, and went, "You fucking bottled it, mate," and walked out. His quote: "I've got to do what's best for my team, and we're not a charity case."
Yeah, you are.
As much as I wanted Tyler to go on with his dad, one of their players had a bit of a pop at me, which was bong out of order. Well, don't do bong out of order shit.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
motherfuckers won't do bong out of shit to you.
Don't do shit that honestly should get you smacked in the fucking mouth. Open
just-
hand smacked.
Show
Not even
title:
punched.
Bong out of order.
Not even punched.
Yeah.
Open hand smacked.
Oh because a punch shows respect.
Yeah.
A slap shows zero
Absolutely
respect.
disrespect,
Like, this is
yeah.
what I think of you.
yeah, absolutely.
That's why a duel used to be a glove. Like, it's just like, we need to make this dainty
Now I have
and
to kill you. Yeah.
disrespectful.
Just because of that, I have to kill you now. Let's go.
And Jim, thank you for hanging around. But that is really all that needs to be said about the match, because everything during the match was kind of forgettable. Hey, Everton scored 2, perfectly fine. Everything's great, but man, the you fire your manager 3 hours before the fucking match, and then the other team can't let a guy's son come on the pitch, which would be the
that's
first
crazy.
time in the history of a professional league that's like what, 140 years old. Like,
It's
fucking
crazy.
insanity. Villa 2, West Ham 1. West Ham went up 1-0. You're figuring new manager bump with old Graham Potter. And Mel, it no go so good for West Ham, did it?
No. Villa decided they wanted to play after all. We like giving up goals. Apparently, clean sheets is not something that Villa fucks with this season.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Hey, it's fucking you advance. I do love the our boy Smokey immediately put up like Potter in his first match.
No magic.
Already no magic. I immediately.
I didn't see it. I guess.
I immediately just went. You can't have Moyes. He's ours now.
Oh my
He
gosh.
belongs to us. You can't bring him back. I'm sorry. You're stuck with Potter.
Be glad that we have co-hosts for a while, and you don't have to stick through a million of the Harry Potter jokes that
that Graham loves to do.
Graham would have about Graham.
I will say
That's Graham on Graham hate.
I think
Lamest guy ever.
I do think West Ham picking up Potter had a little bit of effect for what Firkin Group did with Dyche. Because I think Potter was probably a candidate for the job at Everton.
A good point.
Yeah, I definitely think that is
Dyche coming
obviously,
in. Fuck this job.
Obviously, Dyche being Dyche is what ultimately did it.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton 2, Bristol City 1. You know what, boys? I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't watch either one of your fucking matches. I didn't even watch the highlights because I knew I was going to have you in studio. So, Danny, talk to us all about your match.
It was a match. It wasn't like the most boring, but it was like the most like replacement level FA Cup game where it's like, yep, the team in the league above won, and they looked like the team that is in the league above.
Yeah, well, and two, as far as spots are concerned, I mean, it's Bristol City's, I think, like 14th, so we're really talking only 20 spots.
I think they're a little bit higher. They're like in touching distance to the playoffs, but not like
right. So this puts it in essentially what would be 7th versus 19th.
yeah.
Like it's really not that big of a difference as between the two clubs, but you've just had a change of management. You're actually figuring out. I mean, I made the joke about the goals, but you're figuring out how to finally fucking play defense,
Right.
which it's amazing. When you play defense,
Right.
teams don't score. And if teams don't score, you have a chance to win games.
Yeah, it was a game that was probably mostly interesting to Wolverhampton fans and no one else.
Right.
Because for Wolves fans, I think a lot of us expected for them to go in and make not full changes, but like a lot of changes, keep everybody fresh. League's more important, blah, blah, blah.
Let some kids play, some younger signings,
And
see what they
we
got.
did not do that at all. We made like one change, basically. 2 changes, I guess, technically. But we changed our goalkeeper and we just bought a new center back from Rem, and he started. And he was their team captain, so he's been playing 90 minutes all the time, so he's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
And I think it helps also that like our next game is on Wednesday, and so it's like plenty of time for people to recover from this game. And I think we're still at like we're just at the end of the beginning of the Vitor Pereira, time.
Well, and Pereira's a bit of a fucking lunatic.
Yes,
like, if you
exactly.
look at his history as a manager, he's a fucking madman. So
Yeah.
I guarantee you, he was just like, yeah, we're taking this shit fucking seriously.
And I think it was like the changes that were made weren't like they weren't like plumbing the depths or anything. It was literally just I'm gonna have a look at the last few people who have not gotten starts, and from there we're gonna decide who's starting for the rest of the league, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, and obviously Cunha's serving the last game of his suspension, so he was out. But otherwise, I mean, it was almost full strength. We have like 3 injuries, I think, and those were all replaced, and that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, first half looked really good. Both of the goals came from our wingbacks. Rodrigo Gomez is like a Pedro Neto in the making, except his hamstrings work.
Nice. That's
knock
nice.
on wood.
Nice.
So yeah, it was like exciting to the extent that we're like, all right, we might be on our way up, and not exciting for any neutral that was watching.
You're like, this is the match I'm not watching. I'll only switch over if Bristol's winning.
We were a little grumpy about losing the clean sheet, and then we found out that the guy who scored off the free kick he's like the best free kick taker not named James Ward-Prowse in English
got it.
football. He's like scored off of like 5 straight free kicks or something, like
Yeah, like,
some insane record.
You're like, okay, fine. I can live in that world. We got beat by like the master. We're okay. And that's all that happened. Great. We didn't give him more free kicks. Yay.
Yep.
Alan, tell us all about what Newcastle and Bromley. So Bromley is League Two also, right?
League Two, yeah. Also a match.
Yes.
No, actually, they scored first, man. They came out the gate pretty hot.
Bromley's the team is the team that gained promotion through the playoff. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so they actually scored first. We made Eddie made 9 changes to the outfield 10. So
Yeah, not
it
a
was,
surprise.
Yeah, totally different side.
And if it has anything to do with the way the team was last season, these are all seasoned players who have gotten lots of minutes because they all played like crazy last year.
Honestly, genuinely, most of them have, for the most part. Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't too crazy. Sold out, so they got a great gate from us.
Good.
Yeah, we're not Sunderland. We pack it in no matter what.
I knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. There, I have it in the notes.
Oh, yeah,
you will get to talk all about Sunderland when we get
I
to
got
it.
another little one too. But yeah, other than that, like professional display from them, fair play. They gave us a game that first half, and then we kind of settled in. Late subs like Bruno came on, things like that, and then it's just started to get away from them.
Right.
But fuck, they were good on the counter. We had a ton of press or a ton of possession. So yeah, they almost caught us a couple times. They almost put 2-0 up in the first 20 minutes.
No shit.
Yeah, they the second one just nicked the far post. But yeah, other than that, professional win, professional outing for us. Nothing too crazy. Tougher than playing Sunderland last year. So fair play to the Bromley fans. They actually put one in our net. So
It's okay. Admit, there's a little tiny bit of you that wants Sunderland to get promoted. You want a Tyne-Wear.
that's because I want to go to a fucking derby.
All right, let's talk the rest about the rest of the Premier League sides. Fulham 4, Watford 1, Forest 2, Luton 0, Bournemouth 5, West Brom 1, Brighton 4, Norwich 0, Leicester City 6, QPR 2, The Fog 8, Ipswich 3, Bristol Rovers 0, Palace 1, Stockport 0, Southampton 3, Swans 0. For the first couple of ones, we're going to kind of group this all together. Fulham, Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth. These were just all professional wins. West Brom scored first on Bournemouth. I was a little bit more surprised by Bournemouth considering that Evan Ellison and Unal both got injured in the same fucking week.
Yeah.
So that surprised me, but you still got Kluivert, and Kluivert fucking scores goals. So, like, it's... no big surprises in any of that. Watford, I know, scored first on Fulham, and then Fulham ripped off everything else.
No Black Country Derby this year in the FA Cup.
No fucking riot.
Yeah, that's basically all you're asking for.
Danny, when Sam and I did that show last year when we previewed it, and after we talked about it, we were like, we don't condone violence, but this is what we did when we previewed it. We went right here.
Yeah.
Put it right there, right in my fucking veins, and then right after the violence, we don't condone violence, but put it right here. We went it over here too.
I mean, they knew ahead of time because they scheduled that kickoff for 11:45 a.m.
Oh yeah. We do not want a day at the pub for either one of those sides.
We had the Sams out for that Sunderland one. Fucking 6 a.m., baby.
Yep, 6 a.m. We were there for it.
Normally, I'm the one on Wolves Twitter drinking early, and this time I wake up to all the Brits being in the pub at 6 a.m.
Yep.
Pub's
It
opening.
is so fabulous. The thing I listened to both the preview and the recap of you guys talking about it on a whole lot of Wolves, and for me it was like, I love listening to this shit. I love listening to people talk about their derbies. It's the absolute best. And the big one, if ever there was a trap in those four, Forest, just because Forest is doing so well in the league, that's exactly what you wanted to see for if you're new now. It's they're fuck. Go get the win. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Keep fucking cruising.
Yep.
Next up is Liverpool in your building. Oh, by the way, you're the only team to have beat Liverpool this year, and now you get them in your building. Get past the cup, without
Focus.
looking. Don't look past the cup for the game that's in front of you, but do the job you're supposed to
Especially getting
do.
the clean sheet, the way that Nuno plays. I mean, obviously, long history, but it would almost be more damaging for them, like winning 4-3 than like losing 1-0 and they just like weren't able to score or something.
Right, exactly.
Like No, the thing we're good at is keeping clean sheets, and given enough time, we will score a winner.
Yep, we will find one. And it is also, you're going to make a mistake and we're going to fucking pounce on you, is what they've been doing all year. And it's what they did to you. It's what they did to us.
It's
same
what
thing.
Nuno has done forever,
Yep.
and he's very good at it.
Very good at it. Holy fucking fog, Batman. Jesus Christ. Eight goals. And the thing we all are talking about is the fact that you
fog.
couldn't see a single fucking one of them.
I didn't see a single one.
It was absolutely insane. Now here's the fun stat. QPR, Queen's Park Rangers in the greater London area. This is a record setting.
Oh, yeah.
53rd exit from the third round of the FA Cup.
Jesus, that's wild.
That is wild.
Imagine, like, QPR's just like, fuck it. Why are we even in this thing anymore?
Because this has been, because it's been since the early 1870, but QPR probably wasn't in this tournament until like late 18s. And then there was, I don't know, 2 world wars, so there weren't any games. So we're talking maybe like 120 times, and 53 of them they have gone out in the round that they come into the fucking tournament at.
Good
Because
Lord.
they've always been pretty much championship or Premier League
Yeah.
forever. Like half the time they lose in the match.
I can't imagine the emotional scars of the fans. Like, I just
Oh my
Don't even
god.
watch it.
maybe like schedule a vacation that week.
I wonder if they just even bother going. They're like, well, we're going to fucking lose more than likely. So what the fuck? The Stockport Palace one, that for me would have been a trap because Stockport are doing very well. They shot up to through League 2 up to League 1. They dominated League 2 last year, and that was with Wrexham getting all the attention.
Yeah.
They were the best team, hands down. They're right in the thick of it in League 1 right now for the playoff spots. They're a very, very good team, and Palace is just starting to get things together. So 1-0 on paper doesn't look good, but that's one of those ones that you as a Premier League side just go, fuck, I'm glad we got out of that one. We got away because if ever there was a trap opportunity, that was it.
Got it in the next round. Time to forget it. No one's going to talk about this game ever again for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And with Southampton and Swans, you know what it felt like to me? The result that those two clubs will have in the championship next season.
Yeah, probably.
Rounding out the rest of the third round, and so that happened. Cardiff 1, Sheffield United 0, or the Blades. Wickham, they don't get Wakambi status. 2, Portsmouth 0, Coventry City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, 4-3 to Coventry on penalties. Exeter City 3, Oxford 1, Burnley 3, Reading 1 in extra time. Stoke 2, Sunderland 1 in extra time. He's trying not to laugh out loud. Blackburn 1, Middlesbrough 0, Birmingham City 2, Lincoln City 1. Still left to play tomorrow when this show comes out is Preston hosting Charlton, Mansfield Town hosting Wigan, and everybody's favorite second London club, the O's, Leyton Orient, hosting Derby County. I will say Cardiff, bit of an upset. That's one of the dead last teams right now, and the Blades are in third and playing really good ball. Really, the top of the league in the championship right now is between Leeds, Burnley, Blades, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
Those are the 4, and they are far and away the
they're
4
far
best
away with
teams.
it, yeah.
Kind of like how last year the 4 teams, the 3 that got promoted, and Leeds were far and away the 4 best teams in the championship.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe. So for Cardiff, this is one of those ones that can jumpstart. It's somebody in your league that's at the top of the table.
I was just gonna say, in the same league, I mean, like almost more like of an upset than across leagues, because like you kind of don't know the opponent, but in this one, I mean, you just like you know what you're getting into, and both teams have the same pressure to perform in the league.
Right.
So it's not like there's going to be a mismatch in terms of like, you know, the people that you put out there because like, oh, I'm focusing on Europe or, you know, focusing on whatever, you know, they're both focusing on the same thing.
And newsflash, there's a lot of championship on championship action in this this OSO. That is for damn sure. with Wickham and Portsmouth, honestly, this is one where you go, well, Wickham's in League One, Portsmouth in the Championship. Portsmouth's been in the Championship forever. These two teams, have been in League One forever. These two teams have been playing each other a lot.
Yep.
These two teams have been in the playoff hunt against each other. Right. Wickham went to the Championship once. Portsmouth just got back to the Championship. These are two sides that know each other. Yeah. And also, Wickham is currently second in the league, and Pompey is 21st. Literally five spots. This is not an upset at all. This is literally an 8 versus 9. That's precisely what it is. Fat Frank advances. Yay.
I hadn't realized that I was like, I almost missed his like the look when they scored, where it's just like, crap, is this gonna happen again?
Yeah. And my favorite bit is that Coventry beat Wednesday on a Saturday. Nice. We can move on. Exeter and Oxford. This is exactly what I just said about Wickham and Portsmouth. Oxford just got up to the Championship for the first time in, I think, 40 years.
Yeah.
Exeter's a mid-table team in League One. Oxford's been a team that's typically in the playoffs in League One and finally gained promotion. These are two teams who play each other all the fucking time. This is not an upset. Like, everyone was like, oh, that's a big one. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, these are two teams who play each other all the fucking time. They know each other well. Here's the interesting one is Burnley and Reading went to extra time. 2 goals by Burnley in the extra time. Both of these clubs have been playing exceptionally well for the leagues that they're in. Burnley is right up near the top of the Championship. Reading, though, is a bit of a different story. They are in a playoff spot currently, but they have really horrific ownership. And he's trying to fire sale the club. It's very Mike Ashley, except for it's League One. Yeah. Which makes it even worse. Because, it's a hell of a note when your team Reading is at the time in 4th place and your manager goes, yeah, I'll go to a team that's struggling in relegation, a league above. Like, I could literally be in this league next year. I don't care. I'd rather go there. that says a lot. Yeah, that says an awful lot.
That's crazy.
And it's a club we've been following very closely with Reading, just simply because, they've been up to the Premier League a few times, but they are absolutely a part of the furniture in the Championship. Like, that is a Championship club. When you talk about those type of teams, like who's someone that's in the Championship. Reading would be one of the first fucking names you say. And what you fear with this ownership is, could it all fall apart? And if it all falls apart, like, you find yourself in a Bolton situation where you're at the point of almost being completely liquidated as a club and at the bottom of League 2 and wondering if you're going to be able to still have a club the next year. So watching them closely. And also we do have someone locally who's a supporter of the Annapolis Blues with me as well. And he's a big Reading fan. No, and he likes drink whiskey.
Interesting.
So all of my information I get about Reading is 1,000% from him.
Yeah.
Because I can only do so much research. The next one. Sunderland has actually been playing. I'm going to say the nice things about Sunderland. They are playing very attractive football. They are a very good team. Yeah. They are deserving to be in and around the spot that they are. If they get a promotion, they absolutely deserve it. Yeah. Stoke went down to 10 men. They constantly pressured, and then they gave up a goal at the fucking death of extra. Like, they're right. When you reach 118 minutes, you have just decided we are going to penalties.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you give up a goal in the 120th minute? How did I mean,
you'd be Sunderland.
That is some Mankum ass shit right there.
Some Mankum ass shit, dude.
I learned a new thing. SMB.
Yeah, Sad Mankum Bastard.
Sure, Billy, let me know about that one. You know why I know about that?
Why is that?
Because you could hear people in the Stadium of Light, which is Sunderland Stadium, going, SMB!
You will usually hear the Geordies just say, "You sad Mackem bastard. You're just a sad Mackem bastard." Like, yeah, that's been the chant for years.
Because well, I mean, clearly when they only sell 15,000 seats, there was a few seats for just a few Newcastle supporters to go have a
Go
piss.
have a fight. Yeah, it's a fucking FA Cup for a $5. Fuck it, let's go.
No, I leave the floor to you. I just had to get all that out first before you made fun of them.
I mean, they're fucking awful. No, they're not. They're really not. They're a decent side. My wife more so than me wants them to come back up because derbies, and we want to go to one. Even though we know they're very volatile, and we'll probably get ourselves into some kind of fun stuff. But
Here's what you got to do. You find the closest Geordie that has punched a horse before.
So like everyone.
And you stay behind him, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you.
Total side note, that Anfield trip I mentioned, we found a horse and there's a picture with Kelly like. It's fucking brilliant. But no, that's just, I think the bigger thing for me, obviously the loss, that sucks because I kind of wanted to hope maybe we got a draw.
Right.
But that crowd, 15,000 people, that's crazy. And they've trotted out every excuse under the sun as to why they didn't do it. But look at all the Premier League clubs who played non-league sides, championship sides, League Two sides that sold out. Chelsea sold out, all of them.
Yeah.
So there's just no excuse. That's, I think, the biggest thing for me is, God, come on, guys.
Right.
I don't like you, but do your job.
Yes, producer Mel.
Did you just talk about punching a horse?
Yeah.
And encourage people to do that?
No.
we
That
did not-
good. I just want to make sure that was clarified. That is never encouraged,
No.
because right now we have gotten a warning. We've been kicked off TikTok Live.
Oh, wow.
Do you think it was the horse punching?
No, but that would have done it. That would have done it also for inciting violence and criminal activity.
We do not condone horse punching. We are
I
not
simply
Mackems.
said
I don't know when it happened.
hide behind the person that is
I
punched
know
horse
it happened at 8:13. It is now 8:18 during our recording time. So
definitely
5
something in
minutes
there.
ago, I don't know what you said.
It was Big Sam slapping his
Oh, probably put it in my veins. Oh, definitely.
That was definitely probably it.
So there
I
you
wasn't
go.
inciting violence. I was inciting drug use for crying out loud.
Fictionally, allegedly.
I was just living my best wire life, man. Give me a break now. Come on now. It just,
Hilarious.
fucking Omar coming to get you, motherfucker. That's all there is to it. Now I'm just motivated.
Yeah, I know.
For me, I always want to see the big derbies.
Yeah.
But I also very much want to see them in the Prem.
Yes.
Like a few years back, we had West Brom and Wolves.
Except it was during lockdown.
Yeah, but we still had it. We
I know,
still
I
had
know.
it, right? Like,
They were two of the worst games.
I would love for there to have been Burnley and Blackburn in the Prem. Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Wednesday and the Blades in the Prem. Like,
That's mayhem.
yeah. Like, that's like, and so for me, absolutely positively, because it was 2010 to like 2014 when Sunderland was still around, and it was like, I knew it was a big deal derby, but I don't know what I know now.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, oh my God, like I will be, if they get up, I will be at the Abbey for both of those as a neutral just to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Just like I have to watch. Like that's why I was there for the FA Cup.
They're
Like,
so much fun. Like we haven't done it in a long time. So like last year was a unique experience, and like getting up at 6 and doing like, because now we don't play till 10. Ever,
Oh,
you know what I mean? But
Danny,
just-
the tension in that room as we're recording a fucking show, and like half that room was just like, leave us the fuck alone until we're winning.
It's basically. Oh, we hadn't played them in so long. We had lost 6 in a row. It was like, Jesus Christ, we can't, and we knew we wouldn't. But like,
Oh, it was thank
Well, yeah,
God
absolutely.
you were up 1-0 at the half.
Yeah.
Like because we had bits, right? Like
Yeah.
Graham brought a horse mask to
Yeah.
wear. I definitely brought a Pickford jersey, and I walked out with my arms barely, but just my hands sticking out of the shirt. Like, we were ready with all the bits,
Yeah.
but we had both agreed to one another. We weren't doing those bits unless Newcastle was winning.
I like
Because
how-
if Newcastle wasn't winning, we weren't doing them bits.
I'd like to think that 60 largely American Geordies made you feel as uncomfortable as you would feel over at the Strawberry. on a Derby
Oh,
game.
it was great. It was great. It was absolutely great.
Talk to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go, okay, let's do it. Shots.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. As soon as they were winning, it's like then Shorebilly's there, like, hey, check out. Magnus never wins a blow up doll in a Sunderland jersey.
Absolutely.
It was
Same thing with the Black Country Derby last year. Like, even for us who, like, haven't been around as long in the Wolves fandom, but, like, you just sense the tension. And it's like, I wasn't born there. I've never even been there. But, like, you can tell how much is riding on this instantly. And even though, the only 2 games I've seen Wolves play against West Brom were in lockdown, they were awful looking games, just like dog shit.
Yeah.
Went into that at 6:45 in the morning and just being like, I have never been more tense in my human existence.
Yeah. Hey boys, welcome to the Merseyside Derby every fucking year.
I know.
And we typically lose them.
And here's me shotgunning a beer at 6:30 a.m. for that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a happy hour at the last Merseyside Derby, the one where we, they lost the league at Goodison Park again. I had a happy hour I was setting up, and as the game ended, I looked at the bartender and I was like, I'll be back. I need to go outside. And we won. And I'm just like, fuck yes! Yes! They're just screaming my brains out. They're like, you okay, Sam? I'm like, you don't understand how big that
how big a
was.
deal it is.
Like, you don't understand at all. You don't understand that we're up 2-0 with 5 minutes left, and I'm standing there at the bar, like, shaking, just going, come on, fuckers, see this one out.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Jurgen Klopp run across the field and hug his fucking keeper in the middle of the goddamn pitch. Okay, we're going to stop talking about that. The last couple of games. Blackburn Middlesbrough, this was literally 5th versus 7th in the championship. So this result is exactly what we fucking expected. One of the two of them was going to win 1-0.
That's our other derby is Middlesbrough.
Birmingham City and Lincoln City are both teams that are in League One. Birmingham City is at the top now. Birmingham City is also one of those part of the furniture in the championship. This is very much like when you went down to the championship, you had promptly won and went right back up. When West Ham won went down to the championship, promptly won and came right back up. That's what Birmingham City is doing. And Lincoln's a team that's been in and around League One forever, so no big surprises there. The games we still have left is Preston and Charlton, so you got a championship side versus a League One side. A League One side that's typically near the top, so that should be interesting. Mansfield, Wigan, both League One sides. Mansfield is, everybody talks about Wrexham, and then they kind of talk about Stockport. The other team that's been on a meteoric rise is fucking Mansfield. And Mansfield is kind of the English version of Wrexham. It's a husband-wife team, and they're like local celebrities, and they've kind of done the Wrexham thing on kind of a lower level, right? Because it's local celebrity.
Without the documentary.
Right. But been very much the same thing. Like, we are very invested in this club. We love this town. We love everything about it. Like, this is very important to us. So, like to see them advance just because we have enough of Wigan anyways, and Wigan's a fucking rugby town.
Fine,
And then, of course, we all agree. We all want the O's to win, right? There's no doubt about it. It's got to be the O's.
The O's.
Any place where you can sit out on your patio at an apartment and look in at the stadium and drink alcohol, that's exactly what you want. And that's all there is to it. So come on, you O's. Sure money.
Sure money.
So, Alan, would it surprise you to know that Graham missed his bet again? He is currently down $1,900. Danny, we don't do a bet the first game of the season. That would mean that we are 20 games in, and we don't do a first one. How many do you think he's won so far if he's 1,900 down?
What?
Zero. We bet 100 on every. He is down 19, and because he likes to do crazy wackadoodle shit like this
9-way parlay.
all the fucking time, which is
Not good gambling.
all right. So he is going with City or Brentford to win over 1.5 goals. So that's 2 legs. Chelsea over Brentford, 3 legs. Fulham to draw with Fulham or draw with West Ham, so that's another 2 more legs. Or he might be double. No, he didn't say double chance. So Newcastle to beat Wolves. Sorry, Danny. Liverpool over Forest, and Arsenal or draw with Spurs for plus 647. So 7-leg parlay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
High probability.
he's gonna fuck it off too. He'll miss multiple legs. That's the beauty of it too. Is it's not like he does these crazy ones and like he misses like one leg, like he misses number of corner kicks. No, he fucks off like multiple legs of this fucking thing.
Sounds about right.
Now, unlike him, I know what I'm doing, and I am up $611.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Danny, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but 26.3157895% of the time, it works 100% of the time. Wow. It's got a better kill rate than fucking Sex Panther does, my friend.
Yeah.
It really does. It's got a good success rate. Hit my last bet. I'm going back to the exact same thing. Last time I did 2 road dogs, two favorites on the road to win. I'm doing that again. This week I'm going to take Brighton to win at Ipswich and Palace to win at Leicester for plus 272. See, I do reasonable bets and I hit.
Those are reasonable.
Graham does fucking ridiculous bets and misses like crazy. And he just had his 4th fucking child, and I don't know how he's going to pay for fucking college. That's going to wrap it up, boys.
Get them sales up, Graham.
The fucking FA Cup. It's everything, right?
I love it, man.
Best weekend of the year.
I love that we set up this show, and I sent out the emails to everybody about doing everything, and the email reply I get from Danny is, I have to do the FA Cup show. like done, in, signed up, right there.
Nice.
Any parting words, boys? It could be about the FA Cup or anything you want to promote.
Oh, you want to go first?
I'll tell you what I'm going to promote.
Yeah.
Which is that Wolves women also went through playing against a team in the Southern Division of their same tier. And there are only 5 clubs so far. Obviously, there are a few more games to be played across both men's and women's. But only 5 clubs where both the men's team and the women's team advanced. And that includes Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Wolves.
Very good.
And Wolves women of those 5 are the only ones who are outside of the top 2 tiers of the women's football pyramid. And our club, our owner, has really not put any investment into it. Famously, Newcastle did.
I was going to say he doesn't put any investment into your fucking men's club.
Right. Newcastle women, I believe, put in like £2 million and got them promoted.
Yep.
So we're talking about a pittance. Wolves at least spent 12 million pounds on agents' fees in the previous years. So talk about nothing.
Yeah.
And so it would take very little to get Wolves women up where they should be performing. And there's just another piece of evidence on that stack. So I'm going to use that time to point that out.
I like it.
The other exciting part of that is that they just did the draw today, and they got Manchester United at home.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
Even more interesting to the American audience is one of their backup goalkeepers who actually played in the FA Cup previously is Tullis Joyce, who is a U.S. She's been called up to camp. She hasn't gotten any minutes. But could be a U.S. goalkeeper at the Sia Stadium in Telford. So very excited for that one.
Fantastic. Nice. Very, very cool. Yes, producer Mel.
I do have a D-back of the week.
Okay, who's our D-back?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the club in this case.
Okay.
But I'm not positive. Let's see what you guys say. Shout out to Sam Graham for making me aware of this story. Lazio Football Club. I believe it's an Italian club.
Yep.
So they apparently have gotten rid of their eagle handler. They've released a statement after sacking the eagle handler, which I love that play. Juan Barnaby has flown Olympia, that's in a Canadian Golden Eagle, around the stadium since 2010. And apparently, in some sort of accident, he lost both of his testicles. So he has recently had reconstructive surgery for his testicles and his groin area and was showing that off on his social media. Apparently that violated club rules and they have since parted ways.
I'm sorry. If I lost my nuts and I got some nuts, I'd be showing everybody my nuts.
Yeah.
That's accurately the story, Danny. Is that the version you heard?
It's a version of the version that I heard.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out that this gentleman was almost fired a few years ago for fascist salutes and Mussolini references.
It was Lazio. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, well,
But
just Italy in general.
that
one
is
got him a
just
promotion,
that's just a
Brian.
warning. But you show your nuts.
Yeah.
Isn't their prime minister like Mussolini's great granddaughter?
Apparently.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, Italy, not even low key, quite racist, quite fascist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well
And
documented.
then Sam,
One of their own countrymen.
I'm gonna
Balotelli had an
pass
issue
over the
with
phone
that.
to you so you can see a photo of him, and it's exactly what you pictured. The man's got a head of a testicle.
Yes. The testicle injury, is that it all related to the eagle handling?
Definitely looks like a
I
fascist.
don't know. Now I'm curious, Danny, but I do like where your brain goes.
That man definitely looks like he's a fascist.
No.
It does not surprise me.
No, apparently he was very proud, and he's a very, as he said, he is a sexual being. He is not ashamed of being sexual, and he needs to have sex at least once or twice a day.
Pervy Italian fascist. Weird. Weird.
Hold on, boys. Let me show you my surprised face. Give me a moment.
That's accurate.
Put it to the camera. Houston, you didn't do it at the there we go.
All right, Alan. Any parting words for you, sir?
Oh man, I'm going to Jamaica. I'm tuning out. I hope we beat these guys. I'll be on a plane, so I won't be able. Well, maybe I'll get a little screen time in. But no, other than that, follow the Middle Class Holes at MDL Class Holes, Instagram, Twitter, the Middle Class Holes, Facebook, TikTok, Grindr, Growler, fucking whatever, all the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Danny, plug your shit, or else your fucking co-host will give you utter and complete shit
Yeah,
on
that's
your
fair.
next show.
But I'm also here later in the week. But yeah, I'm normally seeing on Whole Lot of Wolves. That's Whole Lot of Wolves, like the Led Zeppelin song "Whole Lot of Love."
Because Robert Plant, massive Wolves supporter.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
Good.
record our episode yet?
Huh?
Did you record this episode for next week yet?
No.
Oh, they usually email me, and I haven't seen an email yet.
Yeah,
maybe I got tapped out there. That's fine.
I was gonna say the Everton one we didn't do, which is
nice.
funny because I don't need to do them because they're pretty much the same thing every time.
Yeah.
We've had one or two exciting matches. Most of our matches are dog shit.
It's
The
been
only
like 3
exciting,
years.
the only thing exciting about Wolves and Everton was a black fucking cat. Like, that is pretty much my recap every
I
time.
think the average number of goal scorer between Wolves and Newcastle matches is like 1.2 or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's literally been like 3 or 4 years of us being like, all right, so it's gonna be 1-1. All right, guys, good show. We're done.
All right, everybody. Next up is Injury Time, where we're going to talk about the beers we were drinking. We're going to talk about our adopted club. No fantasy recap this week because there was no fantasy to be played. And we're going to preview the midweek action. Melissa, should somebody want to find Injury Time, how do they go about doing that?
They just scroll on down their lazy asses because wherever they're seeing this ad is going to be a link. Or if you want to type it in the old fashioned way, it is simply /www.patreon.com/DU Football Show.
You did that completely wrong.
So many W's.
Yeah, but just $5. We need if we need look, we got a green screen. This is what we spend your money on. This and whiskey.
Yeah,
We're constantly upgrading. We don't profit. We are a non-profit, but I legally cannot say that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Graham, much like the Grinch's heart grew 3 times bigger, Graham's head just grew 3 times bigger after you slaughtered that fucking plug. Well done. Till the midweek, everybody.
Yay.